I'm going to teach you how to make a classic roast beef. 3 things you need to know: season, sear, and cook. We're going to start off with the best cut of meat, I think, for roasting, which is a prime rib. It's got the bones in, which is going to give you tons and tons of flavor. We can just season, just like this, a little bit of salt and pepper. Or if you want to really increase the flavor and you really like garlic, all you need to do is take a knife, make an incision just like that, and then take your finger and the garlic and just poke that right in there. And the great part of this is when the roast is done, you'll cut it in there and you'll see those beautiful pieces of garlic. There we are. We want to make sure we have some parchment paper down here to keep all the mess away from your cutting board. We want to season well. I know it seems like a lot of seasoning, but we have our pepper and salt mixed together. And it's a big cut of meat, so we want that seasoning to penetrate. We've got our pan nice and hot. Now it's time to add a little bit of olive oil. Instead of putting the oil in the pan, we're putting it right on the beef. So now it's time to sear. You want to start off with a heavy base pan just like this. You can use cast iron if you like also. You want to put it on high heat, really important. And once one side gets nice and caramelized and seared, we're going to just move it over, make sure all the other ends are seared also. And as you can see, I'm using a roasting rack here, which will prevent the meat from touching the bottom of the pan. If you don't have a roasting rack, you can use rough cut vegetables like carrots, onions, and celery. Just take our beef, place it right onto our rack, and you don't want to cover it because if you cover it, you're going to start steaming the meat and we want to roast it. We're going to take our oven-proof thermometer and put it right in the center of the beef. We don't want to touch any bone because if we touch the bone, our temperature is going to be inaccurate. So for medium, we want 140 degrees Fahrenheit. For well done, 165. Now all we have to do is put in a 325 degree preheated oven. The cooking time really depends on the size of the beef. The bigger it is, the longer it'll take in the oven. We've taken our prime rib out of the oven and we've let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we put aluminum foil on here to keep it warm. Now it's time to carve. What we're going to do is take our prime rib, we're going to find our bones, which are right here, and we're going to take a nice sharp knife and follow the curve of the bone, and it's simple to come off. So what we can do with these bones is we can just slice them down like that, and now it's really easy to start slicing. You can do thin or thicker slices, and the closer you get into the beef, the more rare it'll be. So the folks who like it rare would have the pieces in the center. And there you go, a classic roast beef.